What's going on YouTube? It's your main man King Bishop. Checking in with you guys. I am at the house here in Richmond, Virginia that is. And excuse me. Wanted to show you guys what I had to do for my first test and trial as an owner operator. So I got to a shipper in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I looked down, I went to go. It was a drop and hook, so I dropped my empty trailer. And as I went to go unhook from it, I noticed, and you can't really see it because it's stuffed in there. I got it all taped up. But I noticed that my emergency line, the other side to this, this is the side that actually goes in here, had popped off completely. So what happened basically, I'm sorry for the shaky video, I don't know what I'm doing. What happened is it disconnected from under this rubber sleeve. You have the electrical lines that go inside the pigtail hose, and it's basically right inside of these connectors are actually wires, and it came apart straight from that. Came apart straight from this here. So what I ended up doing was I went to the Loves in McDonough, Georgia, which is right off 216, 218, to TA in the Love, some in the area. And I went there because I was going to see if they could just put this or this, the head, connected back to the wires, because it looked like it was just disconnected. It was a clean breakaway. And basically she told me it would be about 4.5 hours, which I was not willing to wait. So what I ended up having to do was just buy a whole new pigtail. Ended up having to buy a whole new pigtail from Love's. This was last Friday or Saturday. So it's not in this spindle at all, which the rest of my wires are. You see how the rest of my wires going up and down into the spindle, all put together, all nice and neat, ending right there. So I had to buy a whole new pigtail line. That was my first expense as an owner-operator as far as maintenance or something being broken. And that cost me about $60 just for the pigtail line. But I was able to do it myself because this side here, thank God, this side here on the Freightliners, on the newer Freightliners, is just pull in, pull out. So only thing I had to do was pull the old one out, push the old one in, make sure it's secure, and that was my fix. So now I'm caught with the challenge of having to get the old electrical line out of this spindle, which, if you can tell, is corded very tight. It also has the air lines inside of it. So I don't know how good you guys can see it. I'm trying to, let me wipe off this camera. Let me see. That's better. That is a whole lot better. So you can see in the spindle you have the green, which is the old pigtail line, and the two black lines, which are the brake lines, the air brake lines. So have to figure out how to get it in there. Now the only thing I can think about doing is cutting the whole rubber siding, like cutting it all, cutting this completely so I can get that old line out, because I'm pretty sure that's not DOT good. Those lines are not live because I do have it unplugged, but I'm sure they don't like seeing a bunch of tape on airlines. Even though I don't have an air leak, it's nothing to do with my airlines, it's only the pigtail line that's disconnected, but I'm sure it still shouldn't be there per their regulation. Or what I was thinking about doing is maybe getting a like a bolt cutter and just cutting the wires in between. So like cutting it in between the hose, cutting it here, cutting it here. Maybe go a little further, cut it here and pull it out as I cut it. Cut it here, pull it out. Cut it here, pull it out. Something like that. I don't really know what to do. I'm confused when it comes to that mess. Kind of heartbroken that I actually had to make a repair so soon as having a truck. But, it's a part of the game. So, I'll come to you guys later on with an update as far as how my week went and what I'm up to now. But I just wanted to show you guys, while I had a second, show you guys my first maintenance cost. And I believe the exact cost was $56.75 is how much it cost me. for the part. But like I said, I took care of the labor myself by just getting my hands a little dirty and getting it done. But thank God I was close enough to a truck stop to get it done. I did have to drive about 20 miles without any lights through the city of Atlanta to get there, but I really didn't have any other choice. It wasn't dark though. It was getting dark, but it wasn't dark yet. So I just got on 75 and stayed in the slow lane and kept 75 south down and stayed in the slow lane. Went about 55 miles an hour and didn't move. Sat there behind another truck and just rode. So as always, YouTube, I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.